Hey guys, this is here. Just want to let you guys know I have spent the last several days just trying to edit this video together and get it sync. I don't know what happened. I think some kind of glitch occurred with my PVR, and what ended up happening is the audio recording for my commentary ended up being significantly longer, a minute actually longer than the video recording. And I have a sync point in the video where I flash between a couple characters counting 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, something like that, and I sync it up perfectly, but there's still so much time still left unsynced. There's something like 45 seconds. It's kind of stupid. So, I mean, I don't know what I haven't got any idea how I could really fix that, so just please forgive it for this video. I know it's the first one back in a long time, but I've spent a lot of time trying to fix it, and I hope you guys understand that I did the best I could with it. Anyway, please enjoy the video. Ducks! Hello guys, it's SS2 here playing Skies of Arcadia Legends. Changing up the intro a little bit for this one, but today we are finally getting back to this game, and this is the last LPM I play. I don't see us having much more than 20 parts, so I'm feeling pretty good right now. Well, I would feel pretty good, more so, if it wasn't for the fact that we're about to go into Mount Kazai. Why is this a problem? Well, the main reason this is a problem is because it's compared to, or not compared, but considered worse than the Water Temple in Ocarina of Time by a lot of people. In reality, I don't think the Water Temple is all that bad. In fact, it's really enjoyable in the 3DS version, but because you get all the tediums out of it. But anyway, it's pretty annoying. It's slow is its big problem. It's a very slow dungeon, but if you remember, we were here waiting to talk to this guy. I've got everything I've gotten in the past since the LP started. Actually, here, let me show you my stats. Here are my levels. You can see I'm probably about the same level I was then. I haven't done really much grinding. I did do Enrique's grinding a little earlier to get his super moves. Here's the one difference, though. I have every single super move I could possibly have at this point. Pretty much. Now, I'm still missing one on Drachma, and I'm still missing one on Gilder, so I only have 2 more super moves in the game left, which is kind of annoying because we're going to be picking up moonberries in pretty much every dungeon. I only need like 4 to get the rest of the game. I don't think you can sell moonberries either. But, point is, basically, I've got a lot of them. You've seen all of Vice's. With Aka, I got Omega, Cyclone, and Epsilon Mirror, which I'll be demonstrating probably after Yafutome is over, or at the end of the project. I did decide. Thank you for edging out there, dude. I hope that doesn't pick up on this, but at the end of the project, I intend to have a video showcasing all of the super moves. They'll be broken up into characters. So each character will have their own individual section showing off all the super moves. What I'll probably do is a video maybe of the main 3, depending on how long it takes, I don't know, and then a video of the secondary 3, or the 4th party members. And I also intend to show all the magic. I've worked pretty diligently to get a good chunk of magic. She's got all the green, we're working on red. We're going to be getting a lot of purple experience in there. I think we may level up once. And I've got a good bit of silver. I got all the green with her. Aka's probably got the most magic of all my characters. And he doesn't have a lot. He's pretty balanced except for his silver. Excuse me. I'm still just a hair sick. Anyway, here's all my item counts. You can see I've spent a little bit extra money buying items. Still have all these. Did manage to get a couple of mace hands. Only got 2 though. Unlike last time, I tried to work for it a little bit, grind a little bit. I'm drawing a blank on it right now. Valua, there we go. Got Berserker Mail, Soren Jubilee, robe, long robe. Got all the same ones. Got the white map, black map, captain's hat, ancient bracer, warrior's heart, warrior's rune. Got 95 deluxe kits. Got a bunch of stuff. Bought the same ship gear. I got 4 here's all the main items. Got everything I got there. Equipment wise, here's what I'm using. I never started the timer. And there you have it. That's everyone. Excuse me for... Darn, that's not what I wanted. Let me just start my timer real quick, just so I'm probably not going to time this one as much. You know, I know it's not going to take me... It's going to take me more than 15 minutes to get through the rest of this. I would like to keep it to 20, but I think in this episode, I'm just going to go as long as it takes me to get to the end of the dungeon, or get to the boss, because I want to fight the boss in his own video. Because, for one, it's good for dramatic effect, and 2, because it's... oh, here's the Delta Notes, by the way. And my ship, my crew setup. This is my preferred crew so far. I think. Yeah, I want Aurora on. Okay, now this is my preferred one. Anyway, I forget what I was saying. Well, whatever. Let's go to proceed to Mount Kazai. And let's get going to Mount Kazai. I'll get the ship underway. You guys can just sit back and take it easy. Oh, I almost forgot. We're going to go inside Mount Kazai. I better take this along. You received the underwater suit. It's that suit you can see to the right to him. Kind of look the old style, like diving suits. Deep inside Mount Kazai is a cavern, and in some places there will be water. This underwater suit should come in handy. What? We're gonna have to go underwater, but I can't swim. Do not worry. As long as you're using the underwater suit, you should be just fine. I'm not used to reading text. Well then, shall we be going? Make way for Mount Kazai. So I'm gonna have to apologize for reading text for the first few episodes back. I'm not used to reading text, obviously, because Thank you! I appreciate you stopping. The last two games I've finished up were either voice acted or had no text in them hardly. No dialogue, at least. Wow, the creator... Oh, wow. I was wrong. Wow, the water here is so calm. It looks like glass. It's so calm, yet it's still moving. It's hard to imagine this is a volcanic area covered in lava at one time. What is that thing? What? It looks like a huge bird. That must be Blueheim. This is something I have or find strange of this area. It's so Japanese or East Asian based, but it's got like the Gigas has like a Germanic name. I just don't understand it. Blueheim. Yes, Blueheim was the Blue Gigas. Spoiler alert, 5 seconds before. It's like Blueheim was trapped in looks like Blueheim was trapped in the lava and encased in stone. If that thing ever got free, we'd be in trouble. The Gigas you faced so far couldn't fly. I can't imagine how tough that would be. We should secure the blue crystal as soon as we can. Let's go. So yeah, Blueheim. Now I do understand that this the Asian type culture that they developed probably isn't how we, probably wasn't the case when he was being named, but still. Anyway, I did practice this area just a few minutes ago. What I basically did is I watched a couple videos of people going through this, most notably Batman 902's, because it's a really good walkthrough for it. This is what I mean by slow, by the way. See how slowly I'm moving? You're going to be doing this a lot in this dungeon. There are a few times, there's only one that's particularly long. Other than that, most of them are pretty much just tedious work. Which is why, in my opinion, this is a terrible dungeon, but it's memorable and it's got pretty good music. And what's this? It's like some sort of switch. Sure, pressed. Ding! Awesome effect. Anyway, I did, like I said, I watched Batman's videos, I watched a couple others, going through it just in case, just to see if there's any kind of side path things he missed, and he didn't, so. And then, oh, Enrique. It looks like it triggered some, really now. I see this was... Yeah, okay. So, and then I went through myself just to make sure I knew everything, and I got everything. Didn't miss one thing, so now I just gotta hope I can do it while talking, because I was focusing on, you know, the game then. And I want to see if I have a quip, because, yeah, I don't want the white map. Yes, it would make it easier on me editing, but I don't want to use the white map because I want to... We're kind of underleveled, and wow, I didn't even have to move. Alright, so obviously since first down here we've got a bunch of new enemies. These are actually basically just rehashed, retextured enemies, or recolored rather, enemies from before. You can find these in the blue and sewers. Before they were those like crystal hound things or whatever, I forget what they were called. They're green, so I want to go with either red or yellow. I'm going to go with yellow because yellow magic has drill nose, which could possibly be useful for some kind of fights. Yellow. Here we go. And they're not too tough. There's only one enemy around here that I particularly would worry about. It can take out one or two party members. It can also stone you. We'll get to that when we actually find one, but you do kind of want to focus on it and treat it almost like a little mini boss. If it's anything sort of like a giant I'm just gonna say it right now, it's like a giant worm enemy. It looks like the ones we encountered in Moonstone Mountain, back in Ixataka. That's the enemy I'm talking about. So if you run into it, be sure to kind of treat it like a mini boss almost. Don't go like all what I would do with Zillow and Bane on it. Anyway, by the way, there's a couple places you can fall down here. This is the right one. Just just treat it sort of like a pseudo mini boss, and you'll be fine. Anyway, be careful not to go down that ramp there. I don't think you can jump off the edges. I'll try it when we're on our way back just to see, but I don't want to risk it because this is very slow work, and I want to get this over with. And ding, or bam, whatever you prefer. So, it feels good to be playing this. It's pretty fun despite the fact... Whoa! I think my door just slammed. I'm sitting here recording another room and my room's next door and there's a bang. Alright, let's see. Nope. Nope, just awesome physics. But anyway, it feels good to be playing this. I'm playing a couple of games on the side to have some fun, just personal. So come on, there we go. It's amazing how addicting certain games can be. I got back into playing Skyrim, playing a mage character. That was pretty fun for a while, although once I got enough enchantments and my enchanting strong enough to make destruction magic be virtually cost-free, it lost all sense of challenge to me. Unfortunately, that is kind of the playstyle you want to go with. Whatever you want your main sort of type of magic you're going to be using to be completely cost-free as a mage. Whoop! I just hit the menu button. It killed the fun for me. I mean, prior to that, I was using basically a Magicka regen setup. I had a bunch of Magicka regen equipment on, and Anyway, now that we've got that done, I don't think there's anything more for us unless there's something down here. No, because that's where we just came up. Okay, we're good. Alright, sorry about that. Just same name as we fought already. Anyway, I was just regenerating magic as much as I could, or as fast as I could, rather. Because early game, it's in Elder Scrolls games, it's really hard to find enchantments that either do things like okay, so we do have some new enemies here. These are just go loopers. They're just your regular loopers. You should have a black map by now, but if you don't worry about it. Just fight them and hope that you get one, because once you do, there's no excuse to never beat a looper again. These guys are actually weak to purple, but it doesn't really matter, so I'm just gonna spam attack. Anyway, so while we're just killing loopers, I'm just gonna continue on, but in Elder Scrolls games, it's pretty hard to find something that does something like that could reduce the cost of a spell early on. And yeah, I mean, that was more fun to me, it's just because I couldn't attack for free. I had to actually think of some sort of strategy or determine what spell was the best to use, damage versus, you know, or with keeping damage done and cost in mind. It's unlike any other character, or like with a thief or a warrior character. You know, you're pretty much your only cost you have to worry about is power attacks, and those really aren't. Wow. Alright, so everyone but Vice leveled up there, and Vice and Nika actually ranked up in Yellow Magic. Anyway, yeah. Am I playing the original Dreamcast version or what here? My gosh. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, with warrior characters, you just don't have to worry about the cost of attacks as much, because power attacks only, I believe, don't drain a ton of stamina, but normal ones don't drain all that much. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that too much, because some people probably might find it annoying when I'm talking about, like, Skyrim or Oblivion. Because there are seriously some people who hate those games with a passion just because they aren't simply like the one they like. Like, there are people who still worship Morrowind like it's the most perfect game ever, and Vice makes a quick remark about the Switch, but whatever. Anyway, and it's just, I actually do kind of find it annoying, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, they like it, that's fine and all, they just need to not worship the game like it's God. I don't know. Anyway, I should probably stop talking about that. I swear there are more than just loopers and those enemies that look kind of like tigers in here. I swear. But that's all I'm running into. Anyway, here we got the second switch of 3 we need to hit on the main floor here. This dungeon's actually pretty short in retrospect, when you know what you're doing, but it's just slow. That's why it feels kind of long. It's probably a good thing that it's so short if it's going to feel really slow, but I mean, it's kind of a funky dungeon at the same time. It's memorable for a lot of people, be it for good reasons or bad reasons. At least the people that have played this. Alright, finally, new enemies. Slithars. They're red enemies. They're basically recolors of the enemies, the lizard enemies you can find in the that pyramid where we got the red moon crystal. And I'm actually getting a little beaten up here, aren't I? A little bit. Anyway, they're red, so I want to use purple. This is one of the reasons why you want to kind of use a lot of purple element in here. Excuse me. But there's a lot of enemies that are weak to it. Whether it be majorly weak like these guys are, or partially, like, or normally weak. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Anyway, most of the random battles here, what I've been doing is, unless it's just a couple loopers, because it is possible to just run into loopers. I've used Lambda Burst, and it takes out most of the enemies. It may not take them out, but it'll do some significant damage at least. It'll severely make it easier to take them out. And on the second turn, I'm almost always taking everything out, unless one of those worms is there or a looper is. Because loopers their magic defense is just still way too strong for us at this point. You can take down some of the weaker loopers now with her moves, like if you go back to, I believe, maybe Ixtaka by this point, you might be able to take one out with it, or damage it, or maybe even take it out outright. I know if you go back to earlier ones, you should be able to. Maybe not the ones, the Temple of Pyram, because it's red element and those are red element. I don't know how Melvos will handle it, but you should be able to handle most. Ignore the moonfish noises, we'll get that later. Yes, there is a moonfish there. Anyway, coming up here, we're going to have a we have a treasure chest down there. It's not really much to look at, so I'm not going to stop. But if you turn right, you get into random battles. Oh, and here's the worm enemy and the final new enemy. It's the Mantoid and the Cypherus. Cypherus, they didn't even get to attack me, I don't think, in my practice, but this guy is a pain in the ass. They have a lot of health and they're green element, so I cannot use purple, which is what the other guys are weak to, so I need to use yellow with him. The way I've been taking him out is I just kind of got Vice on that and I just spam attacks. You might be able to take it out on the first turn, if you well, definitely, Vice is going to do that. But if you're weaker than I am, or your attack's just not doing as much for some reason, if you don't have the cap attack on, switch to it for one. You'll do a lot more damage that way, but also switch the other characters to yellow or red. I just don't advise red as much because it's actually weak to blue, which the other guys are obviously, so they'll do more damage. It's just, yellow is the best color or best element here for offense and defense purposes. Just for that particular kind of battle, but there you go. Nothing too much to it. Still aren't really much of a threat. Just be careful of them because don't underestimate them, basically what I'm saying. Because they can actually do some decent damage, and they can also stone you with their regular attacks, I believe. Which is no bueno. So here is the long, slow section because we have to run all the way back to that treasure chest I just mentioned a minute ago, underwater. And there are only 2 treasure chests in this entire dungeon. In fact, there are only 2 treasures. The moonberry we got earlier, and what we're going to get in this chest. And if you've noticed a pattern with every single chest or every single dungeon, you can probably take a guess as what's going to be in this chest. Since it's the last one, and there's some theme that's always prevalent in each and every dungeon. And there we go, we're finally up to it. And I'm going to just heal up real quick. If you don't know what's in here, to know what was in here before, you definitely know what's in here now. Why else would I heal up for a chest other than a Zivelin Bane fight? So, he's not that bad. You can take him out in about 3 to 4 Cutlass Furies, although I'm going to do something a little different. Okay, first of all, okay, so I'm going to switch to purple with everyone. We'll Cutlass Fury him. Okay, so they're already purple, so he's the only one that needs to be switched. I'm going to focus, and I can't do that, so I'll just focus and hope for the best. It's worked in my practices, is how I handle the strategy, or handle right then. I got away pretty much scot-free. I don't think he even hardly did that much damage. See, that's not tough. That's not bad. It's only 409. Let's get Cutlass Fury. And I probably get him about 4, I think. But I'm going to do basically Cutlass Fury twice and then a Pirate's Wrath. And just for good measure, just a shield. Because we should generate enough, no matter what. The focusing is mostly because I have to do something with them. Now what you could do alternatively is if you have Pirate's Wrath with Vice, you could just outright just build up for it in 2 turns and just take them out that way. It is admittedly faster because then you can also have Vice do it and you definitely will have enough by then. I think? I don't know, because I don't know how much we're generating per turn. I'm not going to be able to know because I'm going to finish them off right here, but yeah. I mean, you can also just go with the tried and true, just attack with everyone else way too, and that will work too, but it'll take you longer to get up Pirate's Wrath. But of course, you've also built up an extra 4,000 damage from everyone just attacking. See right there, Vice, one of those will take him out. With how strong my Vice, excuse me, my voice is going a bit hoarse there. How strong Vice is now. Believe it or not, that's going to get even more broken. Ooh, Vital Scheme. And we get the Wind Song Orb. Selling fodder. So, let's see. A Vital Seed. Ooh, that's definitely going for Fina. last time I got one that raised her agile. I'm glad I got that one instead, because she needs more HP than she needs agile. I should also probably what I'll do at the end of the project is have a big explanation video, explanation and demonstration videos. I'll obviously have to be grinding for everything, but by the end of the project, we're going to be able to buy something. This isn't going to be for a while. We're going to basically be able to buy, I'm just going to spoil it, seeds. So we'll be able to max out, it's possible to max everyone's stats out as long as you have the money. The only problem with doing that is that the seeds cost a lot of money, as you can probably guess. So it's not a super viable option, but if you really want to max a character's certain stat out, by all means, do it. I'm going to basically be doing that with Vice at the end to make sure his attacks do like max damage all the time. Wow, I got another black map. Anyway, I'm also going to be doing this for, just making sure I'm full here. There we go. Because there's a super boss in the game, and he is admittedly pretty tough. I mean, there's another enemy that would come in really handy for grinding purposes, for money and a few levels here and there. Neither of the super boss can't be accessed until after the game's beaten, and the other one can't be accessed until like just before the game can be beaten. The end of the game isn't super far off, so it's not like it's going to be impossibly long until then. On a side note, I am going to be 20 years old in exactly 10 days from recording this. It is September 20th. And this year, I'm probably going to be making videos and recording on my birthday. Don't know if my birthday, the video I'm actually turning 20 on, I missed the turn. I think I may have missed I thought I may have missed the turn entirely, but I did, but I didn't go the entirely wrong way like I thought I did. We're actually backtracking to the middle here, because now the water level is raised all the way up, and I'm running into the wall because I'm not paying fully attention. Alright, so once you've got this area filled up, you can go ahead and walk in here, and jump down, or up, sort of. Shouldn't they be above the water if they're jumping that high? Whatever. Suit falls, really quickly, for water, whatevers. It's cool, it's cool. How long have I been recording for? 40 minutes almost. Wow. But I've got a lot of stuff to cut out, so this will probably be a long part, but I don't think anyone's going to be playing too much. And for some reason the water level is considerably lower here. I guess maybe we went up, but first things first, let's climb the rope. I'm not going around. Now when you get, to the top of this rope, do not move forward. That would be why. If you move forward too much, you'll go onto that lift and you'll be stuck in a very slow animation and have to wait through it, then wait through it again, but in reverse to get back up, and then you can get the moonfish and get back. But other than that, I mean, like I said, tedious work. Alright. So the first thing we're going to want to do, and the reason I kept going straight before, is because I thought we were coming on this. And, well, I spoiled it earlier, we get a moonberry. Oops. Oh, I thought we got that earlier. Never mind. But, do that, then we want to take this turn, where we can find a cham. Won't level up pupil, so we're not going to even bother beating pupil that cham. Alright. You know, I'm just gonna make a quick note here. This game... Ooh, these. Okay, yeah, I need to heal real quick. We're going to get into a fixed battle here. I just want to say this game, I am noticing, has a good deal of Final Fantasy VII syndrome, and the fact that Aka got fatigued, and, well, stats ain't just gonna stay out in the battle. But anyway, here we have the last special enemy. I don't know if there's a way to fight more than these two. I consider it more of a mini-boss than anything else. But there is a hallway filled with these things. You can see. Only problem is I don't know if you can actually... That's actually not what I want to use. Oh, I know. Yeah, it is. Okay. I don't know if you can actually fight more than these two. So... whatever. Let's just see if I can take one out. Because these guys can also stone you, or petrify you, rather, with their regular attacks. So... unfortunately, this dungeon seems to have a problem with stoning people. But I guess they get really stoned and not die, I don't know. And they can also do it through counterattacks, just to warn you. And yes, good advice to take it down. Rain, doesn't sound... that sound effect! And drill mouse. Or drilling. I don't know, it's basically a physical attacking equivalent. I don't think it'll matter that much. Dong! Yeah, it didn't matter at all. Okay, cool. That's nice.
That was fun!
But they're not that hard, so... those guys are pretty easy. And if we continue forward, we just have one sort of minor-ish puzzle. This place really doesn't have so much puzzles, but whatever. I believe going through that door is how you would fight those guys in the hallway. You'll see them in just a minute here. Because all I have to do is run across, press this, and run around and press another switch, and you're done pretty much. We are actually getting really close to the end of the dungeon, thank God, because I'm ready to get out of this place. It's just kind of annoying. Don't hit that switch. It's just gonna put you right back. I had to fight two of those mantoid things in that fight. Anyway, it's the last switch in the last room, basically. So, there's the hallway with all those guys. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe you can go down there and fight them all, get a bunch of experience, but kind of tough and annoying, so I really wouldn't want to. If you feel like it, don't press the switch and go down. Do it for all I care. But I don't want to deal with it. Despite being a little underleveled, I'm not quite willing to put up with that many annoying fights, because I'd imagine it'd be 2 for each one, and there's like 5 of those lined up. And here's basically the same animation that you would have had to go through in that big center room before. So that's why I advised not stepping forward. At least when you do the dungeon properly, you only have to do it once. Anyway, this is the final room. The boss is in this chamber. So, with that said, does anyone else see a face in that? Like, I don't know how I'll point it out in editing, but I'm gonna try and point out the face. That is wow. Okay. Anyway, here you can see my practice file. I saw it up once, and it took me roughly an hour. Hey! I did it. Oh, I did it 4 minutes slower. Great. Great. It took me 4 minutes. Anyway, I'm going to see you guys next time when we're going to fight the boss. And hopefully fighting the boss will go well, because it's sort of luck-based. So I'll see you guys then.